Someone sent us a message asking if you could talk about using art with preteens and teenagers. This person is saying, I'm looking for activities beyond typical Sunday school crafts. So, yeah, anything
Yeah.
along those lines.
So Lent's coming up. Um, I think yes, Lent's coming up. With Zoom, we've lost track of so many all these times, right? But Lent's coming up, and so how do we create some spiritual habits? Prayer. We would do some prayer beats. So how can we create that? How can we use the candles, the Volto candle with the batteries? How can with the batteries? Because I've had issues with. Okay, so how can we create those little battery candles, and how can we create like so it looks really cool? Basically, how can you get simple things and make it then to where your space can be a sacred space that they built? So that's one of them. Another thing we've done with art is we put a plywood, because some churches would have issues with you going crazy on the wall. So we would put a plywood on the wall and we would paint it white, and then we created a mural. You know, the best way to do is the old school projector that we would get, and we would draw. We would come up with something, then we would draw it, and then they would come in and we would paint it in sections or in blocks. That was one of them. Another thing was that by them being able to sign around this stuff, they had something to do with basically creating their space. That's one of them. Um, One of my favorite things that I did was pallets. You know, you try to get some pallets and then you sand them and you can create furniture with them. And it takes more skills and stuff. Like I had someone come in and actually do the saw cutting and stuff like that. And some kids wanted to learn about it, but just got to be really nervous sometimes. With preteens, it was the coloring, the painting, the creating. And if you want to go beyond crafts, you start working with clay, and also just creating sacred items and spaces.